Well, you have to love their activity level at the defensive end, racking up those steals.
Yeah, this defensive game plan is working very well, putting constant pressure on the offense and forcing a lot of mistakes.
On the court for Memphis, they've got MP, and it's Knox in at the power forward position. And from the sideline, let's catch up with Allie.
Thanks. Well, MP in their last game against the Nets really contributed. He added 8 points, and he pulled in a season-high number of rebounds. And his effort helped end their losing streak. He'll be looking to inspire them with another win tonight.
Okay, thanks for that. You know, the impact he had on that game was big.
And it's not easy to point to just one area he made a difference, but his effect was felt all over the place. He was on fire.
And the important thing now is to keep that momentum going. You want a player building on his positive results.
Memphis shooting their 4th and 5th attempts at the free throw line tonight. That's good from Bridges. And the rate of player ejections going up in recent seasons, Stan.
Well, Brian, players these days certainly have a voice in a lot of things. And when it comes to critiquing officials, they're not shy. We see complaints on virtually every call in games now, and the referees seem to have had enough of it.
And so he makes both from the line. San Antonio leading by 5. Over to the left wing. Goes up on the baseline. Sharp, no good. And here's Rubio. He'll bring it up for the Grizzlies. They want to keep rolling here, following the win against Brooklyn.
Talk about strong offensive production. They went out, played to their strengths, and were successful as a result.
Yeah, and you know, coaches honestly wouldn't have as much to do if guys shot like that every night.
Here's Matthews. Buries it from 3. Matthews got 5 points in the quarter.
Well, you know what's going to happen when he gets a good look. The defense has got to run him off the line.
Outside Rubio. To the middle. Oh, it's stolen by Mitchell. Back come the Spurs in transition. And stolen by Bridges. Going all the way to the rack. Rebound by San Antonio. They've led by as much as 10. Matthews passes to Bridges. And he's now 1 for 4 after that one.
They're just taking what the defense gives them. And right now, that's the interior.
All right, for those just joining us, we're almost 2.5 minutes into the second. Now here's Bridges. He picked up 36 points in their last win against Brooklyn.
In total command of the offense, the passing was insane, especially when you consider how many points he put up.
Now here's Bridges. Pass to Matthews. Oh, they get a hand on it. And here they go on a free run to the bucket. Sinks that one from the post.
Defense leading to offense. I love it. Nice job reading the situation and finding a way to swipe the rock.
Outside Mitchell. And up the court come the Grizzlies on the break. Sharp against Rubio. Pass to Cousins.
Es que no se puede así, tío. Encima se van de las jugadas, tío.
Sharp. Wide open look. It's good. Sharp's got 8.
Well, you love the unselfishness. Makes the next pass and enables his team to capitalize on the possession.
Bridges passes to Cousins. Outside Rubio. Here's Knox. He's guarded by Lowry. Stolen by Lowry. To the paint. Matthews misses. Grizzlies trail by 8. Bridges feeling it out a little bit.
I don't mind that. I mean, they met him at the rim and temporarily prevented the point.
Second team foul.
This is his second trip to the free throw line in this one.
Bridges, 2 shots.
He's off on the first.
He wasn't quite as assertive as he needed to be in the first quarter, but now he's taking a more head-on approach and getting himself to the line.
Memphis making a switch here. Martin's checked in. Good on the second one. San Antonio leading by 7. Simons outside. A quick shot there. It's off target.
I know he's on a cold streak, but he can't let that get in his head.
Yeah, they might want to draw something up here to get him something at the rim or get him to the free throw line. Sometimes that's all it takes to snap a cold streak.
That's been the story of their offense so far, getting a number of looks from point-blank range.
Now here's Sohan. He's closely guarded. And it's Lowry with the jam.
Great use of the bounce pass there. You gotta love that.
For 3, Bridges. Rebounded by the Spurs. Sohan's got his 8th rebound here tonight.
They have a decent advantage in regards to rebounding.
It's deflected. And here's Bridges.
Hay que anotar ahora, hay que anotar, tío.
Points in the game.
El bloqueo, a veces el bloqueo.
That one's off. He's 4 for 9. San Antonio leading by 7. Sharp passes to Sohan. Simons with it. Oh, and there's the whistle on the shot.
Martin, Cui, Knox, Cousins y Bridges. Bridges y Cousins. Oliver, Hughes, Buchanan, Castle, Thomas. Podemos echar ya que es de Matthews. Knox.
So the San Antonio Spurs going into the break up 12. Defense is setting the tone. We'll be right back after this word.
The Grizzlies, 43.
Y si no defendéis, no se van a dar un partido.
Just about ready for the second half here. A big comeback is needed for this game to be competitive, and it probably has to happen quickly. And it's Simons with the ball for the Spurs. 12-point lead, their biggest of the game. Jeremy Sohan out there with Jaime Jaquez. Then there's Anthony Simons. Then there's Mitchell. And it's Sharp in at the 2 spot. That's who's in the game for the Spurs. The Grizzlies shooting only 36% so far in this game. Bridges. And a foul called on the way up. So he'll take 2 from the free throw line. Stan, you've coached so many rookies over the years. What are some key things you like to see from a player coming into the league?
Well, look, you've got to have the guy, Brian, that's ready to compete at that level and has to bring that every night. From there, it's just all about learning. There's going to be mistakes, but you want guys who can learn and improve at a consistent rate.
Is it true that defense is the fastest way into the coach's heart?
Well, it's certainly a way to gain confidence, that's for sure.
That's good from Bridges. So he picks up just 1 from the line that time.
And they're +5 on the boards after that rebound.
Down low. Here's Jaquez. And so he draws the foul, headed to the line to shoot a pair.
Rubio. First personal foul. First team foul.
San Antonio shooting their 5th and 6th free throw attempts tonight. And he can't get the first one. And he can't get the second one to drop either. Coming up empty that time.
Well, that's not the focus we're used to seeing from him at the line. He's usually rock solid from there.
To the paint. And Mitchell with the slam.
What a two-way play. Just tremendous.
Yeah, the steal was slick. The slam topped it off.
And that is why you want to run off turnovers. Get down the floor before the defense is set.
And Cousins throws it down.
Grabs the board and goes right in for the putback.
Cousins va a estar ahí, pero los demás no, tío. Bridges está jugando muy bien, pero está fallando tiros libres, tío. No me está gustando.
Outside Sharp, on the wing Simons. Here in this third quarter, just over a minute played. And the ball out of play, the Spurs will have it. And with this break, we can see the teams that are wasting no time turning defense into offense. The Grizzlies in 5th.
They've done a great job using their defense to create for them on offense. Turn it over against this team, and you're going to be in trouble.
Spurs lead by 11. Here's Jaquez. Banked it in off the glass. Jaquez has got 10.
And this is what you want to do when you've got a big lead. Must stay aggressive.
Yeah, they're being absolutely relentless. Building this lead in every way possible.
It's stolen by Jaquez. Fires for 3. And again, it's San Antonio with a 3.
He drops yet another dime. Just facilitating this offense like a maestro.
2 minutes into the second half of play now. Back to Bridges. And it's Bridges with the jam.
Wait, big finish. Big time. And man, did they need that.
You can tell he's trying to get him going with
No me
that.
entero de nada, tío. Es apabullante, tío.
Some authority, trying to fire his guys up. Yeah, they've come out of the break confidently. 4 of their first 5 here to start the second half.
The putback. Great positioning on the putback. Cousins has got 4 points now in the quarter.
Well, he's been able to find points, just not enough of them. They've got to string together some more buckets.
A touch over 2.5 minutes of
Ya
basketball.
consiguen hacer lo que quieren ya, tío. ¿Qué pasa, tío? Han invertido al jugador.
Outside Sharp. Outside for Mitchell. It's Jaquez on the wing. Mitchell. Oh, he hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points. And the Spurs lead by 16.
Just great positioning to get the rebound, then get it back up.
Pass to Knox. The shot.
Coge un tiro, tío, en serio, por favor.
For the Spurs.
Mira, le da por el culo siempre.
Now here's Mitchell. And here's Sohan. Down to 5 on the shot clock.
Qué envidia, tío.
Here's Simons with a 3. Rebounded by Cousins. Cousins is Grizzlies trail by 16. Here's Knox. That one falls. Coming off Rubio's feed. Rubio's got assist number 5 here tonight.
Terrific ball movement leading to the basket. You love to see it.
Now here's Jaquez. 10 points for him. Back to Simons. Shoots over Bridges. And it's Simons missing.
Well, this is certainly not the game he was hoping for offensively, but they've been able to find points as a team even without his contributions.
And what an aggressive move to the rim. He's really trying to fire up his teammates right now.
Boy, it's not hard to feel inspired after a teammate makes that kind of finish.
Well, that's exactly what's needed when you're trying to turn things around.
Here's Simons after the basket by Memphis on the other end. Three-pointer Sharp. Who poked away.
He's been tremendous at corralling misses all night long.
No doubt how much those boards impact the overall outcome. You can't give them extra chances.
For San Antonio, Adams comes in for Sohan. And it's Matthews in for Simons. Here's Rubio. No points so far. Inside. Oh, it's stolen by Adams. Knocks it loose. And as it goes out of bounds, San Antonio will keep possession. All right, a moment to check out some numbers for Shaedon Sharp. Bridges, he's checked in for San Antonio.
Bridges.
Here's Matthews. Give him 8. Here's Sharp. So it'll be 2 free throws. He was fouled in the act of shooting. And, Coach, you've been lauded by some of your former players for your pregame preparation. I've seen it myself in the broadcasting world.
Well, I've also been cursed by some of those players for my pregame walkthroughs, Brian. People thought they were way too long, but I just wanted to be as prepared as possible and was one that always believed I'd rather do too much than too little.
And he knocks down the first one.
La mierda ya está en el 2025, tío. Creo que la verdad prevalecía, tío.
Both free throws good from Sharp. Coach, what's the challenge of NBA travel like?
Well, look, all of us in the NBA just have to come clean on this. We travel on first-class charters. We're taken care of as well as you can possibly be taken care of. It's just that there's a lot of travel in an NBA season, and if you're on the coast, you probably feel it a little bit more even than the teams in the middle of the country.
San Antonio with the ball after the basket by Memphis on the other end. Bridges outside. Just 5 on the clock. Jacks up a 3. San Antonio again can't hit. Grizzlies trail by 12. Pass to Rubio. Now Cousins.
Déjame correr.
Rebounded by the Spurs. Mitchell's got his 5th rebound in this one. Here's Matthews. Give him 8. Now here's Mitchell. Covered by Rubio. Crafty move. And there's the play by Mitchell inside. Mitchell's got 8.
And it gets even worse for them. I mean, he just waltzes down the lane, extending their advantage. Not good.
Well, it's not going to get any easier if they can't improve their defensive intensity. They got to show some fight. Well, it's been a frustrating night for him at the offensive end. Just not able to get
you take too much time for everything. I just don't want to wait for you, okay?
Yeah. Here's Matthews. He's guarded by Bridges. Matthews passes to Sharp. And he dunks it down.
All he needed was a little separation.
And so the big win by Memphis in a tight game. They escape with the W, even though they needed a few extra minutes to pull it off.
And both teams gave their all. When it came down to overtime, it was about who had more determination.
Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now. With Grant Hill, Stan Van Gundy, and Ali LaForce, this is Brian Anderson saying thanks for watching the NBA on 2K Sports. And
welcome to the 2K TV Rap Party.
We are bringing the community together for some friendly competition, give you all some 2K gaming tips, and just have an all-around great time.
Yeah, we're having fun. It's our summer send-off, so grab your suits, grab your koozies. We're making a big splash in NBA 2K25.
I'm gonna grab my koozie, but first up, let's head over to my team for some triple threat online action with our 2K TV award winner,
north of the border in Toronto. The setting for the Grizzlies. For the Toronto Raptors, losing 7 out of their last 10 games has left a bad taste in their mouths. But tonight represents a new beginning, and they want to taste victory once again. Grizzlies, Raptors, and we'll be right back for the tip-off. It's an exciting Sunday night edition of the NBA on 2K Sports.
Teniendo es una invasión, tío. No, derecho, no.
This is Kevin Harlan. I'm joined by Richard Jefferson and Greg Anthony. And David Aldridge will be reporting from the sideline. And the starting group for the Grizzlies. They've got Hughes. MP is out there with Bridges. And it's Knox in at the 4 slot. And for Toronto, they've got Trae Young. He's out there with Grady Dick. And it's Peterson in at the 4. And through this early portion, Greg, of the season, we've had our fair share of surprises.
Yeah, it's fun to see the preseason predictions go up in flames, right? Every year it feels like we have at least one team that overachieves and shocks us all.
So Memphis will get the first possession. Here is Rubio. Bridges outside. Down to 5 on the shot clock. The rebound by Gibson. Young against Bridges. Young taking his time here. With some arc, he lays it in.
When you watch Young, there's a courage to his game.
Now, here's Bridges. Boy, he was something else against San Antonio. Rubio misses. About a minute played so far here in the first. Cheeks the pass to Gibson. Now Dick fires the 3. Offensive rebound. And it's Gibson finishing it off.
And when he's on the floor, offensive rebounding is always going to be a strength for him.
Greg, he keeps so many possessions alive, doesn't he?
Yeah, you can feel Coach smiling on the sidelines with every offensive board.
Now, here's Rubio. 9 points last game. To the paint, Gibson with the steal. Dick with it, MP's there. Well, it was Toronto winning their last game against the Wizards.
Yeah, and with most of the arena against them, they just banded together and trusted one another to make the right play.
Even with all that noise, when they had the ball, it never rattled them. Their offense was in tune like it was a home game.
And the dunk by Dick.
He finds a shooter in motion and is confident he can thread him with the lead pass. Well done.
We're talking about Trae Young here, GA. What stands out most about him to you?
Well, Kevin, I'd say just how confident he is, right? He plays with that unique energy and swagger. You love him if he's on your team.
No sé cómo se tira, tío. Es imposible, tío. Es
Now
imposible.
Young, after the missed 3 from Rubio. Peterson misses.
And typically he has the touch to finish when he's in tight, but not sure on that one.
And it's slammed in by Bridges.
Taking matters into his own hands.
Yeah, we didn't expect to see that kind of finish.
A point guard getting up like that? Boy, that is special.
So it's Toronto now. The Grizzlies making the shot.
No va a hacer el lío por detrás todo el tiempo, tío, que sabe.
Young with the ball. 14 points from him the last game against the Wizards in Washington.
And how about the passing? We've seen this from him. He's just absolutely shredding the D to pieces right now.
Here's Bridges after the Raptors pick up 2. Now Hughes. 9-point game his last outing. Shoots. Another shot. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line.
Nice work to get it inside and draw the contact.
Memphis shooting their first free throws of the evening.
Cousins at the line for 2.
And he knocks down the first one.
¿Cómo no fichemos a un buen jugador? Un buen alero, tío. Yo estoy cansado ya, tío. Un alero a un buen ala pivot, tío. No va a fichar, el equipo no va a fichar, tío. La franquicia no va a fichar, tío.
And first quarter, we're about 3.5 minutes in.
So clever at creating contact. Young looks to shoot it so often, which really forces defenders to overcommit at times.
It's his first trip to the line.
And that 84% free throw percentage is a testament to all the hard work he's put in on the line.
That's good from Young.
And Young, a fiery competitor, someone who enjoys getting under the skin of opposing players.
So he hits 1 of 2 from the stripe. The Grizzlies trail by 3. On the wing, MV. Cousins trying to free himself up. Second shot opportunity. And goaltending is going to be the call. So they get the basket there anyway.
That's a very close call. I'm sure he thinks it's a clean block, but looks like it was on the way down.
First quarter of play and just over 3.5 minutes in.
Pero hacen esas basuras, tío.
And here's Young from the arc. Sinks the three-pointer. Young's got 6 points.
And this is what Young is known for, a knockdown threat from downtown.
So timeout called here. The first for Memphis. Their last game, a win against San Antonio, looking to carry that into this one.
You would have thought that things could not have been more dramatic after regulation ended like it did, but the way they won that in overtime, wow.
And let's go to a rundown of the best point guards from the free throw line over the course of the last month. Here is your 2K leaderboard. Number 5 is Trae Young.
Well, if these guys can get to the line, there's not much question what the outcome's going to be. So it sort of prevents the D from being as aggressive as they'd like to be against them.
Yeah, as a defender, you gotta avoid being too active with your hands around these guys. Don't commit any cheap fouls.
Now, here's Bridges. He's certainly been a consistent piece of their offense, averaging about 14.5 points a game.
He just makes it look so easy on offense. Like, who takes pleasure in torturing defenses? He does.
Here's Cheeks. He's coming off a 10-point game against Washington. And here's Rubio. Bridges deciding where to go with it. Here's Cousins. It's good. This game is all even. Cousins has got his second bucket of the night.
And right from the start, Kevin, they've been most of those 50-50 balls also going their way.
Juegas bien, ganas, tío.
Inside. Gibson against Cousins. Kicks it out to Gibson. Rubio with the rebound.
Very dangerous to leave a guy like that open. Lucky break there for the D.
And the dunk to finish it off. Beauty.
Ooh, put a little extra on that one.
He does. He doesn't usually finish soft either. Obviously, he can when necessary, but not that time. Now, here is Young. He has 6. And slam dunk by Cheeks.
And the pass there floated it up to the precise spot it needed to be.
And no messing around on the finish. He powers it through. Here's Rubio. And that one is good. Rubio's got his second bucket.
And there it is again. On a lot of their possessions this first half, they've established great inside position.
And Young kicks to Gibson. Back to Young. Shot clock at 6. The Raptors need to get a shot up. Takes a 3. The Grizzlies pull it in. This, their first look at this year's Toronto squad.
Yeah, faced off twice last season, and it was a split between the two teams.
And that seems about right. Last season was one that both teams would like to forget. They get beat up a lot and couldn't even beat up on each other.
And so here's Toronto. After the miss from Rubio. And Gibson now atop the key. The basket good off the assist from Young. Young's got
Tiene que costar entrar a nuestra canasta, tío.
Hard to miss the wide open man that time. Kudos to Young for finding him.
Now here's Bridges. Cousins inside. Defended by Gibson. Cousins no good. Young passed to Peterson. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass. And the Raptors lead by 2.
You'd love to get the ball this close in every trip where you
Hasta que no perdéis no paráis de hacer los tontos, tío. En serio, tío. Es basura, tío.
Pass to Rubio. Hughes with it. Back to Rubio. Out left to the wing. Bridges outside. Shoots the 3. Good on the three-point shot. Bridges has got 7.
And he's not going to miss that sort of an opportunity from deep.
So timeout called here. The first for Toronto.
A ver si puedo conseguir que tiren bien, tío.
It's time for defense.
It's a completely new group for Toronto. Now we get a chance to check out the standings out east already. We are in December. Taking a look at Toronto. They're still struggling, trying to string something together, getting a lot of wins. The competition, though, so tough.
And for the Raptors, with the start they've had, they've taken what was such a hopeful preseason and turned the move sour.
And it's clear they didn't do enough in the offseason to make any kind of major improvement. They're in for a long year.
Yeah, quick trigger. And from that range, if he senses the defenders have backed off, forget about it.
Pass to Bryant. Fades. And the rebound goes to the Grizzlies. Cousins has got 7 rebounds in the game.
And they've come out with a take-no-prisoners approach on the glass here tonight, guys.
Now, here's Bridges. He has 7. Pass to Castle. Back to Bridges. And off the left side of the rim, and it swirls in for him. And now a 5-point Grizzly lead. Down low, here's Harrison. Good for the basket. Starting off 1 for 1 with that shot.
And defensively, they're on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
Here's Oliver, defended by Bryant. Here's Cousins, and he finishes nicely on the layup. Cousins has got his 3rd basket of the night.
His accuracy is on another level this quarter. Really high-quality shooting.
Stolen away. Here's Castle. A 14-point game for him in the win against the Spurs in San Antonio. Trichet, defended by Bridges. There's the pass to Harrison. Gets it to go from beyond the arc. Harrison's got 5 points so far. Memphis leading. Pass to Cousins. From deep, Conley grabs the miss. Toronto's gone 2 of 5 from three-point land here in the first quarter. Here's Harrison. He's got 5. The dish to Conley. Over Cousins. And it's off the back rim. No good.
Great contest by the defense, and he's unable to hit that tough fadeaway.
Pass to Castle. There's a minute 47 left to play here in the first. To the wing right side. There's Harrison. Taking a look at his numbers, he averages about 7 points a game. Here's Trichet. Poked loose. And out of bounds as the Grizzlies gain possession. Cameron Thomas, he's checked in for Bridges. Here's Castle. Scoreless thus far. Outside Thomas. 1:12 left to play in the first. To the inside. Trichet. And he hits it to tie the game up.
25 todavía 25, tío.
Put a lot of pressure on the interior defenders with their work down low.
Here's Castle. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2. For Memphis, they have gone 2 for 2 in the game at the line.
And when you look at that free throw percentage on the season, they're right around 73%.
No good on that one. He hits the second from the line. 55 seconds left to play in the first quarter. Passes it to Bryant. Just 5 to shoot. Here's Trichet. Here's Conley. Oh, and the jam by Conley.
And how about just floating to the rim on that slam?
Boy, when he gets up, I mean, he gets up. The shot and game clock separated by 4. Here's Oliver.
Qué predecibles que sois, tío.
Pass to Castle. Outside for Thomas. From downtown. Conley grabs the miss. Conley's
Sabe por qué quiere, tío.
in this one. 1 quarter in the books, and it's been a close one so far. Raptors lead by 1. And we'll be back shortly for the start of the second quarter.
26.
No puedo ser permisivo, tío. Soy permisivo, tío. Me permití.
And we hope you're enjoying the game. Both teams tonight keeping things pretty even so far in the scoreboard. Taking a look here at the Raptors' performance here, guys. What have they been doing or not doing, in your opinion?
Well, in that first quarter, they were intent on just pounding the ball down low.
And let me tell you, when you establish a physical edge, it gives you a mental edge too.
The game has been very close in a lot of areas, but rebounding has been the one differentiator thus far.
And for the Grizzlies, Knox out there with Hughes. Then it's Martin. Then it's Thomas. And it's Buchanan.
Nos copian en todo, tío.
Now, here's Thomas. 20 points for him last game against the Spurs in San Antonio.
Well, sometimes you get the shot you want, it just doesn't fall. I go back to him in that area on the floor.
Here's Trichet with the tip. Conley on the follow. Conley's got the opening basket here in the second quarter for Toronto.
Nice tip in there. I mean, he's got like a sixth sense in terms of where the miss is going to go. That is really a talent.
Now here is Martin. Hasn't made one yet. Hughes kicks to Martin. And again, Memphis no good. Raptors leading by 3. Second quarter, we're a little over a minute and a half in. RJ, one league rule that has gotten a lot of attention: carrying the basketball.
Oh, these guys carry the ball at a ridiculous rate. Even Allen Iverson used to do it, and then eventually he took it out of his game. But yeah, the referees could clean it up a little bit, I'll be honest.
And so here's Memphis. The Raptors getting the bucket. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul.
I mean, even from over here, you can see that one pretty clearly.
And guys, let's get your take on the hustle stats for Toronto.
From the tip, they are not making things easy on them. Lots of steals, playing disruptive basketball.
And also...
making a switch here. And so here's Memphis. Young with the steal. And now we've got some time to check in from the sideline. You got for us, DA?
Well, MP in the last matchup against the Spurs stepped up and delivered. He had 9 points, and on top of that, also grabbed 3 rebounds. He was impressive in that one. He contributed in a variety of ways. Kevin, back to you.
Thanks, David. You know, GA, you wonder how much of that performance... can carry over into this one.
You never really know what will happen game to game, but I sure would bet against him.
And his teammates shouldn't be relying on him to do that either. They need him to be ready to step it up.
Gibson finds Dick. Releases from 15. Kept alive.
He hasn't had his best game, but they've gotten enough production elsewhere, so it hasn't really mattered.
No puedo juntarme en nada, tío.
5 on the clock.
Okay, so if I were to say this was a disaster of a period for him, it would be an understatement. But hey, sometimes you gotta shoot your way out of the slump, even for him.
The 3 from MP. The rebound by Gibson. Gibson's got his 8th rebound here tonight. To the left side wing. Cheeks outside.
Saben todo, tío.
Young outside. Dick wide open. That's in, coming off the assist from Young. And so it's Toronto winning this one. It was a fantastic ball game, and they did a great job making sure it didn't get away from them late.
Yeah, I mean, they faced some challenges, but really held firm when they needed to. On both ends, just effect.